Welcome back to the Asylum. I'm Kane.
And I'm Deshaun.
And we are the Arkham inmates. And for today, we have a brand new episode of Battle of the Best, where we are going to be looking at Superman. Now, we have 4 categories that we're going to be looking at, like you know from the first episode where we covered the Batman. And we're going to be trying to figure out which live-action version of Superman is the best. Let's get into it. Alright, so now we are going to be looking at the 4 categories for the best version of Superman. So, Deshaun, like last time, let's read them off. What is the first category?
The suit?
The suit. Definitely the suit has to be on point.
Yes.
It has to embody Superman.
And we had a lot of controversy with James Gunn's suit that just came out.
That recently. The Snyder fans are licking their fucking dogs. They're like,
Zack Snyder!
Yeah. Gunn could never be him. So we're gonna, the suit's got to be on point though. We're not gonna be biased. We are going to be very critical on how the suit looks. All right, next one.
Boy Scoutness.
Boy Scoutness. This is very important. Very important.
He needs to be a Boy Scout.
Superman is known for being a Boy Scout.
If Batman doesn't call him a Boy Scout at least once in the James Gunn's universe, I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah, he is known for being the goody two-shoes. Always trying to do the best outcome of everything.
You guys remember that interrogation scene where it's him and Batman's playing good cop, and then that guy's like, "Get him away from me!"
Yeah.
Superman's trying to be the
Why
bad
are you
cop.
smiling at me?
And he
I
like
think that's Deadshot, right?
Yeah. Superman pushed him or something. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I hurt you?" He's like, "Oh, I mean,
yeah, you deserve that." That's such
a Boy Scout.
Yeah, that's Boy Scoutness. All right, and then for the next one,
dad humor.
Dad humor. This is very crucial to him. He has very dry dad humor. One that comes to my mind immediately is when, I forgot what it is, but it's like they're about to get like basically like ganged up on by all of their villains, and Batman says, he's like, "It'll be your funeral," and then Superman's like, "I already had one," and it's like, yeah, it's like, aha,
Dang,
good,
that was so funny.
nice
Dad.
one, Clark. Wink. Like that's the type of humor. So we're gonna be looking at, and I know for a fact that some of these Supermans in here do not do that at all. And then for the last one, the morality.
Yes.
How is his morality? Does he ever cross the line? Now, Batman's known for, getting across of it, but does he ever just give up? Or does he ever actually just, you know what? I'm gonna kill these people instead of, saving people. So, those are the 4 categories,
Really ready.
and that's how we were gonna judge. Let's move on to the first Superman. All right, so now we're starting off with George Reeves. This is the 1950s Superman, like black and white, somewhat of color.
Look at the fabric. It looks like
cotton.
Yeah.
It looks like a sweatshirt. But yeah, let's get into it. So let's just start off. So the suit, and I mean, it's not the first Superman. We're just doing a little clarification. We're gonna do all the Supermans that we personally have seen or know about. So we're not gonna include David Cornsweet because we haven't seen anything on him except the trailer. We haven't heard any voices or any. We don't have enough to go off of. We're also not including a bunch of like the 19s, 20, like the really old Supermans and some of the TV shows spinoffs that we just really weren't watching. But there is a good list here. So, but with George Reeves, I remember watching him as a little kid. And it definitely, for the times, it's kind of like Adam West as Batman,
I only saw a few things of George Reeves, so I'm not like...
I'm going to keep the tally points here as well. The suit...
I mean, it's like a 4. I mean, there's
4.
literally cuffs on his wrist.
That's right.
It's a sweater.
I mean, the belt looks like cardboard.
Yeah.
It's,
even the symbol, they embroidered it.
The sweater, yeah.
It's
a classic look.
Yeah.
But it's not... you can't give it higher than a... I'll go 4. Boy Scoutness. I think he plays kind of, the Boy Scout a little bit. Like kind of being like the help the old lady in the tree. Kind of like the 1950s was
From
really
what
like
I've
that.
seen, I agree.
Yeah.
But like I said, I haven't seen much.
It's been a long time. It's kind of like Adam West. He is like the first big one. So it's kind of like he is starting it, but obviously he's been outdone.
Yeah.
So I'd give a 5.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. All right. Good. Thinking on the same thing. Dad humor. I think it's pretty good.
I have not seen Dad humor. So
I think it's little stuff, just like, oh well, I'm not as strong as they make me, or like,
okay, I I could definitely see that back then as well.
Yeah, 50s humor, definitely.
So just put 5.
I'll put a 5 just because it's just not a lot to go on. I have seen this Superman a lot, but it's just not, it's not as fresh, you know? Morality, I feel like all of these Superman's morality is going to be high because I don't think
Like
they ever really do that.
territory.
I would say a 7 for him. I would say a 7. 21 right now, which out of 40 is, it's low, but it's not horrible. It's not horrible. All right, now let's get on to the next Superman. All right, we have Dean Cain, which I have a little soft spot for Dean. I think I think
I heard he's an asshole in real life.
Really?
I have heard that.
Like at like Comic-Cons and stuff, or like meeting.
I just heard like he's, you know,
he's
like,
had bad interviews. You're saying,
he's
or
like,
let me write the
I've
name
heard
down.
he's done. I heard like he's just one of those actors. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kinda,
Yeah, it's kind of like C-3PO. You heard about that?
Yeah.
The dude that plays C-3PO is a huge tool, apparently. The suit, I like the bright blue.
Yeah, I love the bright.
I
blue.
like the bright blue. I like that it's like a full suit, like it's fully.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
I don't like the cape. It bothers. Like the cape on the suit. It look. I don't know.
Oh, like it looks kind of like
tacky
kind
a little bit.
of tacked
Just,
on,
yeah.
right? I'm also, I'm personally, just to get this across, I'm personally not a fan of a straight up S symbol. I like more of an alien symbol because he's from an alien planet. So I would be like, oh, the S, it is a classic S, but I'm not a fan of that. But the bright blue, I think the look though, him, like his Clark versus the, I really like the Clark. I really like the look, you know? You can tell the difference, but I don't think he's tricking really anybody, you know? He also doesn't have the curl.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't have the curl either, which is kind of upsetting.
And I want to get into like the personality of all him.
Yeah, so for the suit itself though, a 5.
What did we give? 4.
We gave him a 4.
Let's give him a 6. Dude. 5. You're 1 above fucking George Reeves.
All right. I'll go a 6. I'll go a 6. Boy Scoutness from the show. This is the show, right?
Yeah.
This is Superboy, I think.
No, this
Or
is
this is
Clark and Lois.
Clark and Lois. I've seen a little bit of the show. He's a good Superman. He's very, but I don't remember.
What was
like
the category?
Boy Scoutness. So it's kind of
So-
like saving the cat out of the tree for the grandma. You know, picking up someone's lunch because
He's
they don't have
definitely
time.
averaging. I'm so sorry. I had a fucking.
You
late...
yawn. Another thing, a little thing. He yawns in every episode of everything. We film these late.
Yeah, and
but
I work.
like,
I do like physical labor.
Yeah.
I'm tired. He in the show, his Boy Scoutness. That's what we're on, right?
yeah. So like,
It is
saving
very.
cats out of
It's
trees,
like a
you know.
7 in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd probably agree with you just because I haven't seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
But like,
It's a 7.
yeah, I would give it a solid 7. Dad humor. Again, I think everyone pretty hits this on the mark. I think he's got a couple of jokes. I haven't seen this show in a while, so
his personality is less dad humor and more sassy. He's very fucking sassy.
really?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna have to show me
Especially
some
towards
edits of like that.
Lois.
Really? Oh man.
There's a couple times where like
I
Lois,
feel like we gotta knock points off of that because
yeah, that's what I'm
Clark's
saying.
not sad. Like he is such a
That's
humble
what I
and
don't
sweet dude.
really like about this. Is Lois will come into like his apartment or something, and then he'll be like, "Lois, what are you doing here?" Blah blah blah. Like, go home, Lois. Like, he's like,
Oh, he's very just like he's like you're always getting into things. Like go home. Like well, I'm Superman.
no,
Like,
no, no. It's,
sarcastic type.
No, it's like genuine. Go home, Lois. Like, it's late. I don't want to deal with this. Like
Actual like some not mean intent, but just
no,
like
like-
stern. Like
Like,
hey,
Lois, get out of here.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Like kind of at the hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like hey, get the fuck out of here. Like,
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, what are you doing?
Hey, get his fucking legs.
I'm Superman. Hey.
But yeah,
They got
he's-
his knees.
for what was this?
I mean, that sounds like not good. That sounds like 3 level.
Yeah, no, that's a 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Morality. Like I said, I don't think he does anything in this show that's like
It's really
questions
super,
morality.
yeah, like a 5's average.
5?
1 out of 10.
All right,
so
well,
just
we'll
average it.
end that quick 5. George Reeves and him are tied. All right, so Dean Cain at 21, tied with Reeves. All right, we might have a couple of ties here. All right, let's get in to the next Superman. All right, Tom Welling. Ooh, Smallville, baby.
Best super. Actually,
No, we can't be biased. We can't be biased.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't be biased. Let's just start it off. The suit, lame as hell.
you don't like the suit.
Ah, man, it's so okay, the one that I have up there when he does the shirt thing, right? That looks like the heat press
Mhm.
shit that we put on. It is I mean, his actual full suit
at the end.
at the end,
where he's like in space and the
Yeah.
cape is. I like that.
but it's so like it's not in the
I
show
agree.
at all.
I agree.
But I will say one of my favorites is when he has this S scar, that laser
Yeah,
scar where it's
when he-
burned into his
dude,
chest,
dude!
and the
When
shirt's
he's-
falling off.
When
and
he's
then,
red kryptonite Clark.
yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Oh, see, there's a lot of great moments in this show, but the suit alone, it's so little.
I know.
But,
We can
like-
give it like a 4 or 5.
I would say mid. I'll just give it a 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Boy Scoutness. I'd give an 8.
8. Yeah, up there.
8. He is
And
so
he is-
like he helps everybody, and even the people that fuck him over. Like when Dr. Fate like fucks him over half the time, he
Yeah.
was like, "I'm still gonna help you."
I literally
And-
showed him a clip yesterday of Clark's mom. She was like running for governor, and then Tyler Posey was a kid in this, and he was an illegal immigrant. And he's like, "Mom,
Oh, yeah.
I'm an illegal immigrant."
Yeah, yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
"I'm protecting him," and
Yeah,
his mom was
yeah.
like,
He's like, "No, you don't understand." He's like, "Mom, like
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
fully, like, cause he's not even from the planet,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
and he doesn't have to take care of that. Like he doesn't have to,
he goes above
and
and
he
beyond.
has so much other stuff to do, and he still takes care of the little guys. He is
Yeah.
so, and he's always the good dude.
I'm actually
damn.
probably gonna go home and watch this now.
No, I'm actually thinking of changing the score.
higher.
Honestly, like, out of the whole show, I will say that he gets a lot more because it's seasons instead of a movie.
I can go.
I was gonna go with 10
You wanna go 10?
because I
not
think
mad.
he's just the best version of a young Clark Boy Scout.
I'm not mad at a 10.
I'll give him a 10. I think he's up there. I think he's up there. Or well, no, because his morality we can't give a 10 too. Are we gonna give a 10?
Morality.
Let's do a 9 because
Okay.
his morality's up there too. Because he might just take the fucking cake already. You know what I mean? Like this video might be over. All right, so we'll just do a 9. We'll do
Okay.
a 9. All right. Dad humor.
He does have that.
doesn't
little
do it a lot,
sass.
though.
Yeah, he has that little, cause especially with Lois. But
He
his
makes
is
jokes,
less.
but
His is less than Dean Kane's.
Yeah.
His sass is less. Like
I
Lois-
think in this one though, but like now in the new one, like when he did the cameo for what was it? What was the cameo he did when
Crisis
he
on
was doing this?
Infinite Earth.
Yeah, when he did that, and Lex comes up and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he looks, he steps on a toy, and he's just like,
he traded his
yeah.
powers.
He
in
goes to
for-
punch him, and he's like, "Oh, still stronger." That's like that's some dad humor. But he's a dad now, so it's
Yeah.
like it's kind of weird because it's like in the show itself in Smallville, he wasn't really. It was some jokes. He'd have some quick little whips,
Mhm.
but
I would go 6. Because
I was
he
thinking
was a
4.
dad. Oh, 4?
well, I was thinking of 4 because it's like out of the whole show, it wasn't really dad humor, that like Superman humor. It's kind of just like quick little
will you
writing
meet me
hits.
at 5?
I'll do 5. I'll
Okay.
do 5 just to keep it even. Morality, up there,
9.
up there. Yeah, another. I'd have to
9.
get another 9, maybe an 8. I think there's only a couple episodes where he kind of shifts, not to the bad side, but kind of has to like do things he doesn't want to do in order to like. There's a lot of episodes when he's helping Fate.
Yeah,
And like Fate obviously only works within Fate, so it's like even though it's like some bad stuff, he's like,
Yeah.
I have to help you because it's the greater good of what's coming next. Like,
So you want to do 8?
I'll do 8.
Okay, we can do
Okay.
8.
So Tom Welling is now in the lead with 27 points, which is fair. I'd give it. He's definitely up there as one of the goats. All right, let's move on to the next Superman. All right,
Brandon Routh.
Brandon Routh.
Definitely underrated.
Yeah, I feel like he gets shafted all the time. This is Superman Returns
He made a
Which-
good comeback in
in
Infinite Earth.
Infinite Earths. Yeah. And I like that suit too.
That was All-Star Superman.
Yeah. I think I feel like when people have the conversation of, oh, who's your favorite Superman? No one picks this guy.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is because Superman Returns is still one of like the top 3 highest grossing Superman movies. Next to Man of Steel and next to what's the other one? Superman with Christopher Reeves. But Superman Returns is one of the biggest ones, and I remember I think it's Superman Returns where he like lifts the Daily Planet.
Yep.
Yeah, and like as a kid watching that, I'm like, that's fucking Superman.
Yep.
And
But let's get to the suit.
yeah, okay, so
I already have a number.
all right,
7.
the suit. 7?
Yeah. Look at the
I-
cape.
I
Look at
like-
the bright blue.
I like the full going to the fists,
Yeah.
going to the wrists. The trunks, he's got trunks.
And the blue's bright. It's like a nice.
He's got nice boots too. Wait, what'd you say?
I like the blue.
No. What number?
7.
I might go higher.
You want to go higher?
I think an 8. I think it's a solid suit. The cape is like not like fabric. It's like a tarp. It looks really good. I like how it's skin tight. I also
I
like
do like that.
that I'm also a fan of that Superman doesn't need to be fucking shredded. Like, he's bulky, but it's like, he's supposed to be ultimately strong, but he doesn't look shredded, you know? He's not supposed to be...
I'll go as high as an 8, though.
Or maybe we'll do a 7. I don't know. What's wrong with it? What can we change? Like...
The symbol, it looks...
The symbol, I'm not a fan of
it's
the
like a
straight
stick
S.
on.
Yeah.
It looks like a stick-on.
I do like his boots, though.
I do like the boots, and I like the trunks. But I do have a problem a little bit with the cape. I don't like the
He also
tarping.
doesn't have a curl.
I don't like the
That's
tarp.
a part of his look. I don't think any of them had a curl either.
He doesn't have an S on his cape either. I don't think.
That's another... Yeah, that's a big part.
So I will go 7.
I'll do a 7. I'll do a 7. That's pretty fair. Boy Scoutness. In the movie, he does a lot to, like, that shows that he's helping out a lot. But the movie kind of focuses on him, Lex Luthor, and Lois. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it really focuses on...
I would go 6.
I was gonna go 5.
5?
Because it's like, you don't really see a lot of him helping others. It's kind of like, he's Superman. He does help things, but it's kind of him against Lex.
Yeah, that can be pretty mid.
Him with Lois. So,
Right,
it's like, I need to see moments of him saving the cat out of the tree. I need to see him helping out just a random civilian across the street. Like, so yeah, I'd give it a 5. Dad humor. I feel like he does that a lot. I feel like I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've seen Superman Returns, but
I'm trying to remember it all.
I feel like he has a lot of dad humor with Lex when him and Lex are going back and forth. I feel like he's kind of like he's just like, oh well. I get, and he's like, I'm gonna use this kryptonite against you, and he's like, you can try. Like, he's kind of like, it's little quips. It's not.
Well, you give the number because I can't remember his dad humor.
I'd give it again either a 5 or 6.
All right.
What are you thinking?
Well, I can't really remember, so I don't want to pick a number. I don't really remember his humor.
I'm gonna go mid too. I'm gonna give a 5. No, wait, what would we give the other ones? We gave 5 for George Reed. Nah, he's dead. I'll give a 6. Then morality again. Every Superman's definitely good on the morality. With this one, I think he's pretty good. He doesn't wave at all. He doesn't give up.
At the ending, didn't he make like some sacrifice with Lois? Like he
Oh man, I'm trying to remember Superman
Lois
Returns.
had like a kid or something like that?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Superman
He made
Returns.
some type of
but-
big sacrifice at the end.
What about in Crisis on Infinite Earths? Like,
Lois died. Oh, you want to include that?
I mean, it's every iteration of him,
Okay. Yes, then 10.
of morality.
Yes. Because that's All-Star Superman. So Lois died because Joker played a practical joke on the Daily Planet, gassed everyone, and he wears the black symbol, but with the blue suit, it's the black and red symbol.
Oh, yes.
So All-Star
Yes.
Superman, he's like, in the comics, he's holding Lois and crying, but he overcomes it and he's still Superman. He doesn't turn into Injustice Superman.
Yeah.
But when he fucking just goes like he overcomes it and becomes better, and he's like, Lois asks him, why'd you add black to it? He says, because Lois, even in the darkest times, hope cuts through. And he gives some more lines,
Right.
but I'm going 10. I'm more
10 for Brandon Ruth.
It's 100% a 10. Because I don't really,
I-
you didn't
I-
really watch Infinite
I
Earth.
watched it, but I wasn't like, I obviously didn't retain it like you did. So I'm gonna trust you on this and give
It's
him
a
a 10.
10.
But that's a high, it's a
'Cause
high
you gotta
score
think,
for morality.
You got to think, Lois died.
I mean, you're putting morality over, like, Tom Welling only got an 8.
Lois didn't die. He didn't go
That's
through
true. Yeah, he didn't go through a traumatic thing like that.
Yeah.
But Brandon Ruth now, he is now sitting at 28, and he is in the lead, beating Tom Welling by 1 point. I think that's kind of fair. I think that's fair. But, I mean, I'm going to trust you on that 10. I'm going to trust you on that 10.
Because you got to think, it's one or the other. You're either
Right.
going Injustice route or you're going All-Star Superman route. And if
Yeah.
you choose the higher road,
That's pretty up there. Because Injustice
and
Superman.
it wasn't just
monster.
Lois. Because Injustice, Perry didn't die. Like, people like that didn't
Yeah.
die. Everyone was dead. Perry was dead. Like I said, Jimmy died. Lois died.
Mhm.
Bunch of people in the building died.
Yeah.
Like, his
All right, I'll
friend-
give you that 10. All right, well, let's move on to our next Superman. All right, we have...
Henry Cavill.
Some people call him the GOAT. Some people call him kind of the GOAT. He's very controversial now. I don't know why he became the most controversial Superman, but that's just the way it is. And Zack Snyder fans, you can call him your tits because we're about to give him some great praises, okay? So,
Suit.
Henry Cavill, the suit.
8.
Ah,
Kane, come on, an 8. What? Kane, that suit is definitely an 8.
I'm thinking about all the suits. Thinking about the
Just
symbol.
the fabric of it.
I
the
mean,
cape,
yes, but
the-
for the times, it's one of the best suits because it's like, that's what you think of hero suits, like having, like, even with Homelander, you know, how Homelander has his, like, his, the fabric type of the pattern on it, like, I don't know, it's just, it's so dark. Zack Snyder makes everything so dark.
I wish it was
like
a brighter
bright
blue.
Superman.
I like a bright blue, but still,
Yeah.
that suit.
And there's no trunks, it's a full suit, and you won't do a 7?
No.
You won't back down to a 7?
No.
I really wanted to give him a 6.
No, I'm not. Kane,
It's
what
just-
the fuck?
He doesn't have the curl either.
Kane.
And like his Clark, like when he's like Clark, it's like it's obviously it's fucking Henry Cavill, like, and he's also like, man,
Fine. Fucking 7.
you'll do a 7?
I'll do a 7.
I just don't think the colors ruin it for me.
I know.
The
but still,
colors
it's
ruin
just-
it. It's so bland and bleak. He's supposed to be a beacon of sunshine.
I'll do a 7.
Okay. Boy Scoutness. I'll give him an 8.
I am a big fan of Justice. What are you saying? Justice League? It's,
That's the dad humor.
yeah. Okay,
But
that's
we're doing Boy Scoutness. So like, well, okay. He has had
Kal-El. No.
he's had Man of Steel, right? Then he had Batman v Superman.
Mhm.
Then he had Justice League. And then you had the Snyder Cut Justice League. So he's had a lot of iterations of it to show him, you know.
I think his Boy Scoutness is low because Snyder made him into a darker Superman.
Yeah.
So I would go 4.
I'd go, ooh. I wasn't gonna go that low.
He killed Zod. Snap his fucking neck. I mean, I know Zod was about to kill those people, but
It makes sense for that universe though.
that's
But,
what I'm
like,
saying. He's dark though. He intentionally made it darker.
But that's more morality, which we'll get to that because I have a strong opinion about that. But I think for Boy Scoutness of him helping out little things, I feel like there's a bunch of, I feel like Zack Snyder put in a bunch of, like in Man of Steel, like he tries to help out that waitress to
Yeah.
that asshole. He tries to help out the little kids in the bus. I
The
mean,
boat.
come on, like,
Okay, we
and in
can
the
for Boy
boat,
Scoutness we can
and
do
then
7 or higher.
I'll go with 6.
Okay.
6, I feel like is fair. Dad humor.
We only saw it that once though. In the Justice League, you didn't really have any dad humor.
In Man of Steel, did he? I
Nope.
mean, as Clark, he was kind of dad humory, but
No, he wasn't.
he had a couple of quips, but it wasn't
No.
good. I'm trying to think of in like
What
in
are
Batman
some
v
examples of some
Superman.
clips he had in Man of Steel?
In Man of Steel, he was like, whenever his mom was like, fuck, his mom was talking to him, and it's like when Zod is like, you bring us Kal-El or whatever, and then he was like, not his mom, he was in the church, and he was just like, oh, I'm the dude they're looking for, and he goes in and he makes a joke, and he's like, I thought he made a
joke.
I thought he made a joke to the preacher, and he was just like,
Nope. He sat down. He said, "You know that alien everyone's talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm the one they're looking for." And then there's a serious conversation about whether he's going to turn
there's no
himself
jokes
in.
in that? I thought it was quip.
Nope.
I thought he had a couple quips, so I guess it's pretty low then. What would you give it then?
4.
A 4?
He has no jokes like at all except
In
that
Justice
one-
League,
that
because that
one
was
joke.
not directed by Zack Snyder. That was, I forgot who it was.
I'm also
I
a
think it was
big fan
Whedon,
of
right?
Justice. I don't fucking know.
I don't know,
I don't care.
but yeah, okay, I'll give it a 4. Morality, a 0.
Yeah.
You agree?
I'm-
I feel like that's
No,
a hot
no,
take.
I'm saying yeah, but I'm going 3.
No, I won't go past a 1.
You has to have some
No.
morality because
Nope.
Boy Scout and morality, they're
Nope.
like hand in
Boy
hand.
Scout
almost.
is not, no, it's not hand in hand. So the Boy Scout in this one, the way
It's
I'm
how
thinking
much
about
you're
it,
gonna help
is-
out the people.
it's how much of like a goody two shoes are you? How
Mm-hmm.
much are you gonna be like, oh, this is the right way to do it. This is that, like, and so that's
But
why
you
we
have
gave
to
him
have
a low
some
score there.
morality to do that.
Yes, I know, but then you got to look at all of his mistakes.
Mhm.
Okay, so numero uno, the biggest fucking mistake. He killed Zod, like you said. Superman would never attempt to kill anybody unless it was the last resort. Now, it really was
The last
the last resort. So that's the biggest one. Secondly, they destroyed
The city.
the city.
Yeah.
Metropolis was just, you know how many lives was lost. That's a whole setup for Batman v Superman. Like, Superman, a Superman, and in the comics, he's done this. He has taken Doomsday and everybody out of the city. He's taken them into space. He's
Well, you
taken
have
them
to
through
take
the
into
desert.
account the shit.
It doesn't matter, though.
He had to fight Zod, and that ship was going off, destroying the city without
But like he didn't attempt to take him out of the city at all. He didn't think about anything. Even when he got stopped and they were talking to each other, because Zod was gonna chase
But you
him.
also have to take into account all the military people he saved.
That's true, but there's so many people that died because he just.
But that wasn't his fault. Him trying to save all those military people after.
Okay, that's. I'm just saying that's one of mine. Another one, right? When he destroyed that jackass's truck,
he deserved that.
It doesn't matter if he deserved it. Superman would not do that. Superman, the comics, a beacon of hope.
That's Boy Scoutness, what you're talking about right now.
No. The Boy Scoutness is helping.
I'm saying that would negatively affect the Boy Scoutness, what you're talking about, not morality.
No, I know, but I'm saying the morality of him is he would choose always the good side.
But what I was saying, when I was saying it goes kind of hand in hand, you said no, it doesn't. This is what you're talking about. You're talking about morality. That's kind of negatively affecting the Boy Scoutness, not his morality.
I can see that, but I'm saying like in the terms of making the decision.
When I was trying to talk about it, we didn't use what you said it can't go hand in hand.
What do you mean going hand in hand with?
When I originally said Boy Scoutness and morality are kind of similar, you said no, they're not, because Boy Scoutness is about how much he helps people. What he did to that guy didn't help him at all, so that negatively affects Boy Scoutness. We can't bring that into morality if it's gonna affect the Boy Scoutness. Because that's
so
what
you're saying.
You
want to put his Boy Scoutness lower.
I'm saying if you're.
I'm using that point.
You can't use that point on morality. You have to use it on Boy Scoutness alone.
But your moral compass. He shifts it all the time in every.
What were we talking about previously? Because I was trying to bring something up, and you were like, "No, that's Boy Scoutness. That's not morality." And I was like, "But they go hand in hand."
No. I was saying how we would get to morality later because of that. You were saying about killing Zod. Is his not Boy Scoutness because he killed Zod, or because oh man.
It was something else. It wasn't Zod.
I thought it was when you were saying you killed Zod, and that was like, oh, Boy Scoutness would be affected greatly because he chose to kill Zod. He broke his fucking neck. That's what you said. Right. And that's why I was like, oh, well, that's more in morality because he chose to take a life. Okay. So I was saying that with the truck. Mm-hmm. It's more the morality of Superman is that Superman in the comics, and it takes someone, like in the Zod situation, it takes someone in a greater scale of dying, like Lois, right? It takes someone in a greater scale of dying like Lotus for him to make the ultimate decision.
But you also have to take into account when he was a child, we got to see all the flashbacks of him when he grabs the fence and that kid that kid's bullying him.
But that's good.
Holding back.
That's good. But he
so that adds on points.
He's too emotional. Like Zack Snyder writes so emotional characters. Mm-hmm. Like the main point I'm getting at is when he.
But I'm saying he doesn't deserve a fucking 0.
It's just, it's not my Superman. You know what I mean? Like
a 3. He deserves a 3 at least. We got to see so many flashbacks of him. He could have done so much worse.
No, I know he could have done so much. He could have turned into Brightburn. I know, but like it's the idea of, like, you got to look at the situation. Like, okay, the guy's being an asshole. He's stuck up for the girl. Then he comes out and he wasted time and exposing himself as an alien, like, by just destroying this dude's truck with a bunch of logs that he was carrying. I'm like, would Superman do that? No. Kal-El would not do that.
But he doesn't deserve a 0 or a 1.
Okay, but here's the thing. 3. That's knocking off the points. So, that's 1. Mm-hmm. Then, him not taking Zod out of Metropolis is kind of iffy with me. I know that there's a lot of circumstances on why he couldn't. But that's very iffy with me. I don't think Superman would do that. Everything I see Superman, even Doomsday, he takes him immediately out of the city as fast as possible. And Doomsday is a way worse opponent than Zod.
But he tried to save just as many while fighting Zod, 2 to 3 other niggas, and a ship destroying the planet. It's like, what can you do?
That's true. But
I understand your point of view, but
it's
Kane, a 3? You can't give the man a 3?
Okay, but here's another thing. When Superman in Batman v Superman, right? Mm-hmm. I know Lex has his mom, mm-hmm. but I don't see, like, would Superman really allow Lex to do that to him? Like, I don't know, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like he's so protective of his mom, and like, I feel like he would never fight Batman. I feel like he would do everything in his power to not fight Batman, or tell Batman, like, hey, Lex has got my mom, let's get this. I feel like that's why the movie sucks so much, because it's like, I didn't feel like that was Superman.
He did tell Batman, he was like, Bruce, please, stop, blah, blah. And then he made a joke, Martha, why did he say that?
Yeah, I know, but that was at the end, but the starting of it. Like, I feel like
he was trying to explain to Batman at the start of it.
I feel like he would have went straight to the mom. because he's faster than the speed of light almost. So it's like, how could Lex even hold his mother accountable? Before Lex could even have a text message, he would fly to his mom.
But what does
like,
this have to do with his morality?
No, I'm saying like he's choosing to do evil. He's choosing to fight the Bat because of Lex. I feel like he wouldn't even let Lex do that. Like, another thing is like when in Batman v Superman, whenever he goes against the court, right? And he's just like, okay, like that's good. Like he's being Superman. He's going against. He's going for his crimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he does.
The fact that he's allowing all these people to arrest him and put him in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's true.
To make them feel comfortable.
But then
being a good person.
Yeah, but then when everything blows up, right? When everything blows up and he like saves that one person, he then just leaves. He doesn't even say anything. He doesn't be like, hey, this person was a bomb, like it wasn't me. And he doesn't help anybody else. He doesn't help the fireman. He just goes off. He looks around and goes, damn, they really hate me. Bye. Superman would not do that.
A 3 is really low.
Oh, my. A 2?
Fine. I'll meet you because you're meeting me. I'll meet you at a 2.
I really think his morality is the worst Superman ever.
Yeah, it's like, not good, but it's definitely
good.
More than a 1.
I was gonna give it a 0. Every decision he makes, it's like, oh wow, that was a good decision, and then he fucks up, and then he makes another decision, and then he fucks up, and then he does another decision, and he fucks up, and it's like, dude, like, I don't know, Superman. It's just he's a beacon of hope.
A 2.
Okay, we'll give it a 2. We'll give it a 2. But he's only at 19.
You hear that, Snyder fans? 19.
That means
he's trash.
No. I
hope Tyrone Magnus sees this.
That means Henry Cavill is at 19, which means that he's in last place.
Yep.
As technically, as according to this list, and the numbers don't lie, he is the worst Superman.
The George Reeves.
That George Reeves is better, apparently.
Woo.
And what stinks is it's me personally. If I was more into him morality standpoint, he'd be up. But his morality is so low. Zack Snyder ruined his morality. He's not a beacon of hope in the Snyderverses. And hey,
we were talking about this a little bit. Snyder made him into a god rather than
they made him into this godly being that everyone sees as either a threat or a god.
And you remember that
to
scene?
pray to.
You remember that scene where everyone's like worshiping him with their hands?
I hate that.
Really like that.
I hate that. They should be hugging him, or he should be hugging them, and he's all like this, and they're all like putting their hands on him, and it's like, oh, they see him as God, and it's like, no, he's not. But as the numbers say, Henry Cavill right now is the worst Superman adaptation. On to the next.
Yes,
Tyler Hoechlin. All right.
He hasn't seen season 2 or 3 of the series. I've seen it.
He got me into this, and he is probably one of my favorite iterations of Superman.
This motherfucker is different.
Let me write.
I first known this actor
I'll just write
from
Tyler
Teen
first.
Wolf.
Yeah, I've known him from Teen Wolf. Yeah.
So when he got casted into Supergirl at this, I was like, huh? Like, really? But
yeah.
Once his show came out, I was like, oh, okay. And you picked the worst suit to use.
This was just the first image I got. It was just to get it.
He has 2 different suits.
He has many suits. I'll
he
put
only
it
has
in.
2.
I thought he had.
No, they used 2 different suits for him. They used this one where his emblem is.
I thought he has 3 suits because he has this one, and then he has the one where he's like, my mom made it, which is the more classic one.
Oh yeah.
And then he has and which I'll have them up on the screen.
And he also does have the black suit.
Yeah.
But we're talking about his basic overall suit.
On the suit.
That's not his suit though. That's his season 1. His real suit is season 2 and season 3.
I know. And I've seen clips of it. I've seen it. I'll give his suit. I'm not a fan of the symbol because like I said, I'm more of a fan of the James Gunn symbol.
They screen printed that symbol in his abs and everything. On his other suit, it's actual like muscle. Right. And it's a real symbol on it. And it doesn't look like screen printed. They like perfectly did it. It's beautiful.
What's the lowest you'll go? I was gonna say an 8.
Okay, I want 8, but I was trying to think like I don't really want to sub. So yeah,
I would say an 8. It's a solid suit, and I like the belt. I love the belt.
And the
red. It's just certain things that I look for. I look for a symbol on the cape. I look for trunks. A lot of people don't like the trunks. I love the trunks.
Trunks are good.
I look for very good boots, and I look for the symbol, and then I look for also no curl. Yeah. I look for the curl. Like It's the look of Superman. Boy Scoutness.
Kane. It's
I'll
up
say
there.
9.
Okay, good.
I was saying 9. I think
9.
he's such a Boy Scout because like even when he's helping his sons like learn and go through, and then when he's even helping with like the baseball, not the baseball, the what do they play? Football?
Football.
Yeah, the
But
football team
helping
and
people
like,
in general.
yeah,
like, throughout
everybody.
the show.
He helps everybody.
Everyone.
As Clark too,
Mhm.
he helps a lot of
And
people.
I love because I talked about this a little bit. I don't know if you cut it out or not. There was a big thing in season 2 where they were trying to limit him, the U.S. government.
No, I didn't cut that out. Yeah.
Well, I'll say it now because this is a Superman episode.
Yeah.
So in season 2, General Lane stepped down and a new general took over.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew Clark's secret because obviously he's married to his daughter. So he kept the U.S. government in line with, hey, don't worry, I got Superman. Don't be scared of him. But when the new general took over, he was like, yo, you were born in America. We want you to be an American hero. We don't want you flying all over the world. And he was like, fuck you. He was flying everywhere, like Mexico. And what's good is he speaks every single language. When they did
I love that. No, when you showed me that clip, I think it was season 1, but when he like
it's the
he's
interview.
He's at dinner or he's at an interview and he like flies to like the cartel or a bank shooting in Mexico.
Yeah, that's
or, like,
season 2.
That's season 2?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I forgot what it was, but he was like
No, that's season 1 because he
'cause
inhaled kryptonite smoke and it weakened him.
He's doing something and he's like, hold on a second. And then he shoots to Mexico or whatever the cartel's having, and they're all speaking like he starts speaking the language. He takes him out, and it's like you get this sense that he's for everyone.
Yes.
He
speaks every single language.
Yeah, it's
because Lois is interviewing him. She's like, why? Like, what did you learn about something? And he's like, all of them. Like, he learned about every language and culture. I don't remember what was specifically said, but definitely.
This show, as much as people want to shit on CW shows, they got this Superman right. So, a 9. Dad humor? 10.
10.
A 10.
Because he's a dad. And he's...
Even if he wasn't a dad, all of his humor, my favorite
jokes?
one, my favorite one, which is the one you also showed me, it was in season 1, is where he has to hide his identity, that he's super strong. And so he lifts up the thing and he's like, oh, you want to give me a hand with this?
And the girl's like, I think you should go help your dad.
Yeah, I think you should help your dad,
and
even though he can lift a planet. Like, it's so...
Another one is he's lifting a submarine out of the ocean in season 2, and everyone's like, oh my god. And he accidentally doesn't realize how strong he is, so he goes like this. Hey, everyone. And he's like, oh shit, I'm doing it with one hand.
Whoa, like, dude, yeah, honestly. And 10. I mean, the actor himself is great. He's so super, like, oh yeah. His Clark is so, like,
good.
Not cringy, but so
witty.
dorky.
Yeah, witty,
so,
dorky.
Yeah, witty, like, you would never think that's Superman. And that's why I love, especially with Gunn's version now.
Yeah.
Because Gunn's version, the way he looks like Clark, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a nerdy fucking kid. I love
10.
that. Yeah, morality,
dude. It's at the end because he didn't watch season 3.
I've seen a bunch of clips and stuff. I don't think he ever really switches sides at all.
No, never.
Like,
except when he was in a different
you would
universe.
know this. I know you would know this, but is there any point where it does sway? Morality where he was like, he has to do something, not evil, but something bad for
the
it. Like,
only evil things that came in were different universes of him. Where he was in a black suit and it was a different universe of him. It wasn't him, though.
Okay. So it really does sway. Now, I've only seen season 1 and I've seen a little bit of season 2.
And when you talk about morality, I also think, because we're talking about what kind of person someone is.
Yes.
And the last episode.
What choices do they choose that do they sway or do they not? And a great one with the Batman. The Batman sways a lot.
But let me say this. So, like, did you see the last episode at all? Or eclipse or anything?
No.
So
I saw the final, the finale.
Let's talk about finale.
Yes, okay, with Doomsday, right? Yes, I saw that.
So when we're talking about morality, he had a heart transplant. Did you know that?
Yes.
So he had General Lane's heart in him, so he's a human heart. So he's weakened. He's not even as strong as he is anymore. And as an old man still, even towards like Lois, when she was going through chemo, stayed faithful, stayed a loving husband, was Superman.
Very true.
And even after chemo, she got through it. Right. They got older. He raised sons. Right. They took on the Superman legacy. He died in that house, the Kent house. He was so true, and he helped. Even when
so you're not gonna go lower than a 10.
Let me say this as well. Even when he had no powers, you know what him and Lois are doing? Because this was the last episode. I don't know if you saw this or not. They were doing. He outed himself as Clark Kent, and he used that.
I saw that.
He used that to promote charity stuff They were
Yeah.
hosting events for giving back.
Yeah.
And 10. I'm not going like if you want to be a 9, it's because you haven't seen it. So like I just can't describe to you.
That's how I guess I'll. You know what? You know what? You're right. You're right. I haven't seen enough to make my opinion.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, I gotta give him a 10. That puts Tyler Hoechlin's Superman
37.
at 37, which is 3 points off of a perfect score.
That's my favorite Superman, Tyler Hoechlin.
Yeah,
And Tom Welling is close.
very close, but he's just not on
Yeah.
not on the level
It's
of
just the writing and the way they did this show was just too
Right.
different.
it. All right, well, I think there's only one Superman left, and I don't know if he's gonna beat Tyler Hoechlin just because of the modern times, but it's time for the unanimous GOAT, Superman. All right. Christopher Reeves, rest in peace, by the way, to honestly the GOAT Superman, just because it's like it's kind of like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. It was just he looks like Superman, he feels like Superman, he's got the curl. Like this is, I'm telling you right now, like in the last episode when we were talking about Batman, and I said Michael Keaton is personally a favorite because that's my childhood, because I grew up, that's who I saw as Batman. This is who I saw as Superman. When he went around the world
Yep.
and reversed time
Yep.
because he failed. That's the one thing I love about Superman. He failed and he couldn't stand it. And he was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. But he did, he gave it his all. And how do you get more Superman? But all right, let's get to the suit. Which
I'm not
this
going
sucks because
any
it's
higher than a 7.
it sucks because of the times.
I know.
Of the times.
I'm
And
not going
like,
any higher than a 7 though.
but it's so classic. It's
But the print,
does he have the symbol on the back of the cape?
I think so.
I think he does. Again, like I said, not my favorite symbol. Like this is one of my favorite versions of Superman, but the symbol, like I love Gun's symbol. Isn't that, what is it? What is that Superman called? That Gun's using?
Oh, I have no idea.
I forgot what it's called. It's like, I thought it was called All-Star. No, it's called something like Absolute Superman or something like that. No, that's Batman. But that's besides the point. But the suit itself, you said you're not going higher than a 7? Oh man. You can't do an 8? I think it's so classic. Like he is what?
No, you're right.
like-
It's All-Star Superman.
It's All-Star Superman.
Yeah. What's the?
That's why when you said that, I was like, I think I don't think that's right. The Brandon Ruth one.
Yeah, Black.
I think it's All-Star Superman. It's the James Gunn version. But you won't go an 8. Damn. Come on, man. Because the cape, the boots, the symbol, he's the only one with the curl. He's the only one with the curl. The curl, the look, the natural, like...
Well, you know what I will say? He does have a symbol on his cape. So I'll go.
Okay. Boy Scoutness. 10. 10. They show him doing so much for the community. I'm gonna give it 10. Yeah, there's no discussion. Dad humor.
Nah, there's no.
I'm trying to think. It's probably only a little bit,
Yeah.
and I can't remember it. But what did we give the other ones?
You can give him a 5 if you want.
I'll give him a mid 5. Okay. Morality. He turned the world back.
Yeah.
That's a 10.
I can go with that.
That's a 10. Yeah. 33. I think 33 is great.
Yeah.
33. Okay. So Christopher Reeves is at 33. I personally, he's probably one of my favorites just for overall Supermans for 3. 33 is a good solid one. But do we have any
have
other
the ties,
ties? Okay, do we have any? Okay, so the winner, obviously. So let's go back. The winner is
Henry Cap.
No. the winner is Tyler Hoechlin. And honestly, props to you. I feel like
Gotta
the
give him those
CW.
flowers.
I feel like the CW nailed it.
They
It nailed it.
started Smallville with CW,
That's true.
a Superman TV show, and they ended with Superman and Lois, a CW TV show.
Right.
The
Such a
CW
circle. Such a great
CW is
circle back.
Done.
Yeah. Rest in peace. What a great years. But we all okay. So the automatic winner is Tyler Hoechlin. He's starting at 37 points, almost a perfect score of 40. Second place is Christopher Reeves, which is that makes sense. 33. Third place though is Brandon Ruth, which actually, you know what? He gets slept on. He gets slept on a lot. I feel like a lot of people don't think of him at all. They're like, oh, Henry Cavill. Oh, Christopher Reeves. Oh, Tyler Hoechlin now is getting a lot of praise.
Yep.
But, oh man, Brandon Ruth kind of gets shafted. The only tie was for George Reeves, Dean Cain, which I would probably go with Dean Cain just for a more modern take. But Cavill's at 19, so the worst
Last
Superman
place.
is Cavill. But it's just
Makes sense.
Zack Snyder didn't do it right. Now, if we're gonna talk about Man of Steel, I love Man of Steel. I think
It's a
Man of
good
Steel
movie.
is a great dark Superman story.
Yep.
I love it. I love all the actors. I love all of the.
When we say dark, we
like-
don't mean fucking like Brightburn. We obviously know it's not
No, it's
that
not
dark.
Brightburn, and it's not
But
Injustice
it's dark-
storyline.
It's a darker.
It's
little,
a darker tone.
Yeah.
Like, because it's Zack Snyder. If you know Zack Snyder, if you've watched Watchmen, then you know what you're getting with Man of Steel. That's just how it is. But as a Superman, he's the worst. He's the worst Superman. The suit is lacking. It's not bright. It's not cheerful. It's not happy. His morality sways way too much. There's really not any dad humor, and his Boy Scoutness is
and the
there.
God
but
thing bothers me too much.
the what?
The God thing.
The God, yeah. Like Snyder showing him as a god. Even when in Batman v Superman, where he's like false god, he was never a god. Like, he was never seen as that, as a
You're
type
not
of
brave.
prophet.
Men
Yeah.
are brave.
Breathe it in. You smell that?
That's fear.
That's fear. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. So the winner is Tyler Hoechlin as the Superman, and you know what? Praise to him. And rest in peace to Christopher Reeves. And if you haven't seen the Superman documentary that was just produced by Gunn and that just came out, it's phenomenal. Go check it out. But tell us what you guys think. Do you guys think that Henry Cavill's still the best, you Snyder fans out there? Do you think Tyler Hoechlin is not the best because of CW, just because of the budget and the CGI? Do you think it's not worth it? Or are you with Christopher Reeves?
That CGI was
Whoever.
pretty good.
I mean,
CW.
for a show, it's pretty good, but
especially season 1.
you know, people are picky. People really don't have taste. I mean, Snyder fans will call us fucking insane for making Cavill the fucking worst. But
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Tell us and let us know down below. But before we go, it is time for us to spin the Wheel of Combat. Alright, so now it's time for us to spin the Wheel of Combat. Last time, we got Starro the Conqueror versus Adam Warlock. Let's give it a spin. Go ahead. What do I land on?
Magneto versus the Hulk.
That's a pretty good one, actually. That is a good
I
one.
don't know who
All
it
right,
is.
so Magneto, Eric, probably one of the most powerful mutants, versus Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, which is definitely up there in power scaling level. But we're not here to discuss that. That's up for you guys to decide. So down in the comments, down below, pick who do you think would win, Hulk or Magneto? Which one? We don't know, but you might. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning back into these videos. Thank you for watching and, you know, listening to us ramble on about Superman and all this nerdy stuff. Make sure you subscribe down below, like, share, comment, do all of this stuff, you know. And we'll be back. We'll be back again for some more videos and more stuff.
See you in the next
So
one.
we will see you in the next one.